What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most requested reviews analysis, so stick around, you don't want to miss this. But before we get into that, if you're considering a purchase, don't miss out on this incredible discount available right now. Check the description below and the pinned first comment. Now let's not delay any further and jump right into the details. Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer, a longtime owner of electric vehicles, purchased this scooter primarily for their son's commute. The main requirement was a lightweight, well-built scooter easily transportable on a bus. After extensive online research, this scooter stood out as offering a near-perfect balance of weight, range, speed, and quality. Many lighter scooters lacked sufficient range or speed, while those with superior performance were far too heavy for convenient portability. This scooter, at a remarkably low weight, manages a considerable range, more than sufficient for their son's needs and their own short errands, combined with a respectable top speed and suitably sized pneumatic tires. Their initial week of use has been overwhelmingly positive. However, our reviewer only awarded a 4-star rating due to several shortcomings, mostly relating to the app and user interface. The placement of the turn signal switch next to the throttle is ergonomically flawed, causing unintended acceleration when attempting to use the turn signals. A more intuitive design would position it near the brake lever. The Bluetooth Auto Lock-Unlock feature, while generally convenient, occasionally malfunctions. The scooter can unexpectedly relock itself even when the user is nearby, requiring a temporary Bluetooth reset. Furthermore, the app's ride statistics function is unreliable and inconsistently displays ride data, often delayed or showing incorrect time zones. The app's overall user interface could benefit from simplification. It feels cluttered and requires too many steps to access certain functions. Our reviewer expressed a wish for an open API that would allow third-party developers to create improved apps. Finally, the client voiced concerns about potential hardware repairs. While customer support responded promptly to their queries, the lack of local repair centers is a significant worry. Any warranty claim would likely involve costly and time-consuming shipping across the country, a considerable inconvenience. Despite these drawbacks, the overall experience with the scooter itself has been largely positive, leaving the client hopeful that any future hardware issues will be minimal.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer found this scooter to be a compelling option within its price range, acknowledging its imperfections while highlighting its strengths. The scooter's acceleration proved satisfactory, easily handling moderate inclines, a significant improvement over the reviewer's previous, less powerful model. While initial throttle control felt somewhat abrupt, requiring adjustment to maintain low speeds, the regenerative braking system was praised for its effective and smooth operation. The absence of suspension resulted in a less-than-ideal ride over rough surfaces, a common limitation in scooters at this price point. The increased weight compared to entry-level models presented a minor inconvenience when carrying the scooter, particularly upstairs. However, the battery life exceeded expectations. Even at lower charge levels, the scooter maintained sufficient speed and performance. A notable advantage is the built-in locking mechanism, providing a layer of security during brief stops, eliminating the need for a cumbersome lock. The headlight, while bright, possesses a somewhat limited range. The scooter's firmware offers a decent range of customization options, including adjustable top speed and a zero-start feature, eliminating the need for a kickstart. However, the reviewer cautioned about the potential for accidental throttle activation. The scooter's ease of modification was another positive aspect. The standard handlebar diameter allowed for simple accessory additions, such as grip replacements. Furthermore, The availability of a repair manual and straightforward access to the wiring facilitated modifications like installing turn signals or a more powerful headlight. However, the lack of readily available suspension kits or rear cargo racks limited customization options in those areas, requiring significant custom fabrication. Comparing this scooter to its competitors, this client felt it outperformed other budget-friendly models in terms of overall functionality and reliability. While higher-priced alternatives offered features like suspension or dual motors, the reviewer found none that matched this scooter's performance and value. A specific competitor was considered, but its inferior braking system and diminished performance at lower battery levels led the reviewer to conclude that this scooter offered a better overall value proposition, despite lacking some desirable features available on more expensive models.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer found the scooter to be a generally satisfactory mode of daily transportation, using it for significant commutes of several miles each day. While acknowledging the advertised range is often an idealized best-case scenario, this client experienced considerably less range than promised. Their riding style, characterized by frequent stops, starts, and consistently high-speed acceleration, undoubtedly contributed to a shorter battery life. In practice, the achieved range was approximately half the advertised distance. Minor assembly adjustments were immediately necessary. The brakes required a simple, albeit unexpected, adjustment using a common tool. While not a major inconvenience, our reviewer suggests that pre-calibration or clearer setup instructions would improve the initial user experience. The tires, while acceptable, demanded regular inflation, sometimes requiring attention more than once a week. Maintaining sufficient tire pressure was critical. Neglecting it resulted in significantly increased battery consumption, despite maintaining speed. Further mechanical issues emerged. The screws securing the handlebars frequently loosened, needing periodic tightening. This persistent problem added to the inconvenience of ownership and raised concerns about the long-term durability of the scooter's construction. Despite these shortcomings, this client appreciated certain aspects. The scooter's speed was considered adequate, and it handled inclines well, demonstrating satisfactory power. However, a major source of frustration was the exceedingly slow charging speed. The low amperage charging rate, a mere 2 amps, resulted in significantly long charging times. This client expressed a strong preference for faster charging, suggesting that even with the reduced battery range, quicker charging would mitigate much of the inconvenience. The slow charging, coupled with concerns about the battery's origin, led to a reluctance to leave the scooter charging unattended for extended periods, further exacerbating the already lengthy recharge times. Overall, this client suggests that while this scooter is usable, some significant improvements in design and manufacturing would elevate it to a genuinely excellent product. That's all for today. If you liked this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.